Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, along with my co host, Waleed
Yeah, what's up?
and Brett.
Hey, what's going on? My first time on Bachelor episode, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, dude. We're gonna get like a little taste of your opinions here.
Yeah.
I thought this was a pretty good episode. Again, Bill's not with us. I know he's watching from the Bahamas. Definitely sad because, Waleed, these last few episodes have been pretty good. So it wasn't and again, no rose ceremony. We're gonna probably get that first thing tomorrow. But I thought let's start off with who's Salley?
Oh man, when I heard that name first, I didn't know initially
Yeah,
either.
same dude.
I
Well,
didn't
I
know,
was about to Google it, and then I'm like, they're probably gonna show us who it is anyway, so forget about it.
and then but then when they showed like the flashback, I was like, oh, okay, that girl. That
Yeah, I'm shocked they would even consider her. But okay, let me start with this. I don't think it's real.
I mean,
I think
honestly,
it's
I
fake.
still feel like it has yet to be determined. Like, what if they did bring her in the middle
I
of
feel like it's real.
it might be. Like, why would they tease us with that shit? Like, just to tell us a funny story from Wells. I
So
don't know.
yeah, okay. And then why is Kira using her pretending to use her dildo?
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Like
That
I don't know. Just things weren't adding up for me.
the whole thing feels staged. I don't know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
who,
just something's fishy.
I mean, the whole finding the suitcase thing to begin with,
Yep.
and then her running and telling the girls, "Hey, come look in the bungalow. I have a surprise," instead of
Yeah.
just saying what it was.
yeah.
And then they get the sex toy out, and they all decide they want to start playing
Yeah,
around with
seriously,
some
like
girl's sex toy. It's pretty
yeah,
disgusting.
they should just have her show up like in a unique way, like maybe in like one of those laundry baskets and outside one of the guys' bedrooms or something, just waiting there. I don't know, just some funny way, like her just waiting somewhere.
Yeah, it just didn't add up. For all the you're just gonna tease this girl that she didn't even make it to the main show. Like I just find it hard to believe.
I know it'd be weird, but if she did come in, because it's like you had like 5 minutes of fame, screen time, and then you
Yeah.
just never showed up again. What is
And,
this?
and did you catch that? Like everyone's like, oh well, like she's been hanging out with us. Like Justin was hitting it off. I was like, I wasn't buying any of that. I just thought like people were in on it.
I hate that shit. Like when these people are like forming connections before the show begins and then coming in with the
Yeah.
connection, it's really freaking annoying. And then
Hmm.
they get coupled up immediately. It defeats the purpose of the show.
Uh-huh.
I completely agree. But I mean,
But
that's
I
franchise
also think
tags.
this girl is like a walking red flag. Like based off that reenactment, if that's true, she's like in this super toxic relationship that she can't seem to end. Who the hell would want to date her? Like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brett, that is spot on accurate. I was thinking the same thing. Like, what if anybody falls for her? Like, she makes Shanae look tame.
yeah. I
So,
mean, then Shanae's finding love, and
yeah,
every
dude,
what, a million years she
good
doesn't
for
look.
her.
Shanae is just like, a very out there personality, especially hamming it up for the TV show. But I mean, she's fine. This girl, like, legit will probably dump you and run back to her boyfriend
Yeah,
that beats her
yeah,
up
yeah.
and has a
Bad.
mansion.
That's
Yeah.
why I just don't think it's real. I'm not buying it.
To be determined. We'll see.
Yeah, like this could be a thing. Like, and she shows up maybe in the last episode. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's talk about Romeo because
Oh my god.
he, I think he's an idiot. Um, he just like his decision making, like I think the worst part is like going back to burn bridges to try to like salvage a connection. And I just, Brett, what do you think? Just because we don't know anything about like your viewpoints on the show, like what were your when you saw that?
Um, I mean, I feel like it was. I mean, I guess the point of the show is to date multiple people and figure out who you have the best connection with, which it seems like nobody gets that point. But I guess he didn't do it the best. I don't know. I feel bad for him because these girls are just very like not giving. I mean, I can understand why they don't want to give the guys a second chance if they don't like want them. But at the same time, like I feel bad that these dudes like have no wiggle room to test the waters on a
Yeah,
dating
like
show.
yeah, I'm actually with you there a little bit. Like I think the girls, it's in girls, habits now, I guess, to like just get so emotional and take it more emotional than they should usually. So Jill was just, I mean, something about Jill kind of annoys me, especially like how she was acting and everything. But like Romeo, like if you're gonna explore relationships though, at the same time, like you got to be a little bit smarter about it. Like his move on Brittany was cringe worthy. Like just how he tried and
Yeah.
went going in for the kiss and then just getting completely cold. It's like, dude, you just you're digging yourself a hole. You're
I
going.
mean, I thought his conversation wasn't like I don't know. Obviously, the conversation didn't warrant him going in for a kiss. That was a really bad read. I would never have done that. I would have been
Yeah,
not thinking that.
he wasn't playing it smart at all. I think he got a little too cocky and confident though, because he has two girls that like him already, in Kira and Jill, and he was kind of feeling like, oh, I'm the man. So
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and, I think if I try to kiss her, she'll probably kiss me back. Like, no, dude, I don't
That
think.
was funny.
Yeah,
He's like the opposite of the like the name Romeo. I feel like he has like zero game.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it was just like it was very cringe. Like I'm glad you said something about that because
yeah.
that Brittany is like a GIF. It's gonna be
Oh,
a GIF I'm gonna implant like now.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna say it's like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Right. It's just
I
like
never even thought about that.
Romeo and Juliet not working out.
yeah. Okay, so let's go
Who
to
does he give the rose to then, and what are her other options? Because the guys have the rose, right?
Yeah, I don't think she built a connection with.
I mean, the best way to get him back is just take his damn rose and then dump him for the new guy next week.
That's how you do it.
play the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, you got to play the game. You want to stay there? It's paradise. Stay for a couple weeks, free vacation. Like, take his rose and then throw it in his face after the ceremony, and then just move on.
Yeah, you got to play your options. Like especially next week, it looks like new people are coming. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna stick around.
Yeah, there's several. I mean, but it's like I said, if he wants to explore multiple options and girls, like that should be okay with these guys. But you got to be smart about it at the same time, because like it's
Yeah, I mean it's the premise of the show is, and this is how they get their drama. Like people are like Brett said before, like people have these connections beforehand. They're interested on seeing who's coming to the island. They're attached right away, and then once they go on a date, like all goes to hell. And that's kind of what happened with Genevieve. Like the first date card was Victoria coming in, and she picks Justin. And I mean Genevieve just spiraled this entire episodes, and especially like with this fake Salley stuff. Like I don't. I just. What do you think is going to happen with her?
She's very difficult to please. Like she's like that hot girl that like can get any guy she wants. So she has a zero bullshit tolerance, and that makes things a little difficult.
She's also got Mean Girl vibes a little bit. Like, she's really one of those girls just from like Mean Girls or something. She seems like she's always into all like the gossip and everything, and like, starting drama. I feel like she's one of those girls that just can't get away from drama. So I mean, we'll see.
And I just think she's a girl that is going to stick around. Like I think she is like she was one of the marketed people on this show. So I can't see her leaving tomorrow.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she ends up with Aaron, just because like I based off the trailer clips they've shown, I'm pretty sure she makes out with Aaron at some point.
Yeah.
And obviously we saw he takes her on a date. So whenever she said she was obsessed with Justin to begin with, I just never I was like, why do all these girls like Justin? I don't even remember the dude, and he was like a finalist. But
yeah,
I knew she's probably gonna end up somewhere else.
Yeah, and so I mean, I'm assuming the guys come after the rose ceremony because they're talking today, right?
Yeah.
So the guys will come, and now there will be more men than women, and the women will have the power.
Right. So and she's in the edit for next week, so she clearly makes it.
Yeah.
But they don't even do a good job hiding it.
Yeah, it's one of the guys is going to give her a rose. But yeah. Aaron. It seems like Aaron's going to ask her on a date. It seems like, judging by what I heard, from Bachelor Nation, even outside the show, like I think they've hung out before outside the show with like multiple people from Bachelor Nation. So like they've been out to like bars and stuff like that. So I'm sure he's had his eye on her from before the show anyway. So him asking her out's not surprising if that happens.
Yeah,
if that happens tomorrow. So.
Well, it does. So based off the preview, but okay. So what do you date card number 2, Shanae? They kind of were leading on like Haley. Like I know she seems like a nice girl, but like I can't see her making it past this rose ceremony. You guys even know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Haley.
I mean, she seems like a nice girl. I'd pick her over Shanae, but I don't know who would give her a rose. Obviously, it won't be Logan.
Right.
The way she talks, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Kind of reminds me of like
Yeah. All right.
Mom says that voice a little bit. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
thinking that the whole time. I was like, I gotta tell you
Okay.
guys.
I
Interesting.
thought she sounded like your typical like Southern Belle girl. She sounds like she's got a little bit of an accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like lusting from afar for Logan, and Logan is like fully on board with Shanae. Shanae takes Logan out for drinks, and they just kind of go dancing, like kind of a standard date, like probably one of the more normal dates that the show is going to give us.
Yeah.
Sierra's missing a pinky finger. Was anybody blown away by that?
Yeah, I did not see that at all.
No, can't do it.
So just
I was gonna say I'm missing one too.
yeah,
See, I'm missing one.
Nope.
that's crazy. And like, what it sounded like something fell on her, cut it off. Like,
I missed
Yeah,
that
that-
part. Okay, is that what happened? Something fell on her as like a
so
kid or
that's what I
something?
think she said like a pole when she was a kid.
I will say though, I didn't talk about her much last week's episode, but she's actually one of my more likable girls that I like on the show. I like Sierra a lot. Her and
Michael.
Michael together. That's
Yeah,
that seems like the more genuine.
Zaddy.
Zaddy, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like one of the more genuine connections, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and they kissed. So I mean, that's probably where I feel like Michael's Rose is going to go that way because
Yeah.
remember Waleed last week he was one of the guys that we were kind of unsure about, like where
Yeah.
he was going to go, his direction.
Yeah.
So that one we kind of feel a little more confident in that. That's
I feel like they're just like way more mature than everyone else in that
Mm.
paradise. And
Uh-huh.
I just feel like they don't probably have a ton of options, but they're at least thus far seem to be a good match for each other, and both seem like genuine nice people.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to shout out Bill here because we had a Cardinal Rule broken. We had motorsports in Victoria and Justin's date, and we know how the show feels about that. Obviously, they definitely were drinking, so didn't really see a ton of it like in the other dates, but we always got to shout that out. Anything else, guys, that you want to talk about from this episode that caught your eye?
Not necessarily, I don't think. I mean, it's definitely picking up more. The drama's picking up everything. The relationships are starting to be more apparent, like, and everything as far as some people are being stupid, but then some people are just being, just there for the right reasons. So everyone's kind of starting to separate from the pack.
Yeah, your normal script of the show.
Yeah, exactly. It's starting to, yeah.
Yeah, Brett, what about you? Anything? If you don't, it's not a big deal.
I think we touched on everything I had written down. So
okay, so we will be back tomorrow for the third episode of Bachelor in Paradise season 8. So check out for that. I'll be dropping this tomorrow morning. Wednesday we have a huge slate. We have Survivor, we have Love Boat, we have Amazing Race, and Masked Singer. So expect those after Wednesday across the rest of the remaining days of the week. From myself, Waleed, and Brett, thanks for watching. See you.